Why Nicaragua? I get asked that question a lot. I do want to cover that. In 2023, I went on vacation in Nicaragua. Now, why did I pick Nicaragua? Well, because I asked some of my friends here in the United States where they go on vacation. I hadn't gone on vacation in a very long time. And they mentioned all these different countries, and I started looking at the map, and I saw this country down in Central America called Nicaragua. Wasn't sure if I was pronouncing it right. So I asked my friends, I said, hey, have any of you been to Nicaragua? No. They not only had not been to Nicaragua, they'd never even heard of Nicaragua, which shocked me. And I said, okay, yeah, this is the place where I'm going to go because I like new experiences and I could come back with stories about places that nobody had been. And so it was just purely vacation. Got out of the airport, got in the taxi, started riding around in the city, and I immediately got this sense of potential. And there was this energy. It's hard to describe because some of what I've done throughout my career is to help both the companies that I've owned and the companies that other people have started and owned to help them identify new and upcoming opportunities. A trend is very easy to identify once it's obvious, but the real skill, and this is where a lot of potential profit comes in, is to identify something before anyone else does. And here I was in this country that particularly I spent a lot of time in Managua. I know all the vacationers go to San Juan del Sur, but I was interested in Managua. That's where the business was happening. And there were these new buildings going up, and I could see this infrastructure. There was talk of a second airport. I was only in Managua for a couple days. I was scheduled next to go to Puerto Rico because, again, I hadn't gone on vacation in probably 10 years, so I was going to do a whole lot of different things. Went to Puerto Rico, and when I was sitting in Puerto Rico in Old San Juan, it was great. I enjoyed it, but the whole time I was thinking about Nicaragua. So as soon as I was done with the trip in Puerto Rico, I immediately flew right back to Nicaragua because I thought, is my instinct wrong? Was this my imagination? I really got a great impression of the people. I liked the food. There was something there that I couldn't put my finger on. The second time I went, just a couple of weeks later, I felt exactly the same. I started to talk to more people. Even though I was of a business mentality of that time, I did see some other cities. I came back to the United States. I started talking to my network again. Do you know anybody in Nicaragua? Has your company done business in Nicaragua? No. I thought, wow. And this is when I started to learn about big projects going on. And I went to Nicaragua a third time. And that's when I found out about the Costanera, great development projects going on in the country of Nicaragua. The buses that are coming in from China that are helping the transportation, because transportation was a limiting factor in Nicaragua for a long time, but that's changing. It's exciting. I know sometimes, based on the conversations I had with Nicaraguans themselves, they weren't exactly seeing what I was seeing. But I was going down there with fresh eyes, and the potential is there, the capacity, and it really excites me because it reminds me of where the United States was several decades ago. Things are getting very expensive here. Business is getting harder to do. It's just getting tougher here. Nicaragua seems very wide open, great cost of living. Food is very affordable. Housing is very affordable. It seems like a natural fit for me. So I started, by the fourth trip, I decided to start making serious plans about moving to Nicaragua. So when people say, well, ultimately, what is your plans? Well, I'm an author. So I could live cheap in Nicaragua and continue to write my books, and I could be fine with that. But what I'd really like to do is to get with ambitious entrepreneurs in Nicaragua, see if they're interested in growing their businesses or starting businesses, because I know there are a lot of Nicaraguans that work for international companies in Nicaragua, and that's great. But I think there's a lot of potential for Nicaraguan business owners for there to be more of them. And of course, I have the experience of doing business with Americans. I have some contacts. Maybe I could be of value to the Nicaraguan people and help them start some of their own businesses. If I'm successful in doing that, then I can look at other things like business development and business education. Whatever they're interested in, as far as my skills, if I have something to offer, that's great. If they're not interested, then I'm happy just to hang out, eat the great food, and write my books. So that's my intention. I don't have a gigantic battle plan because I need to grow my network there and I need to talk to people and find out what they want. That's why Nicaragua, in a nutshell. I will put in the description of this video 2 past videos, maybe 2 or 3, that I mentioned Nicaragua on previous YouTube videos where you can see more perspective and what I've said in the past about Nicaragua. I hope this video answered your question as to why I'm so interested in Nicaragua. If you have any questions, I'm very easy to get a hold of. I'm all over LinkedIn. You can find my email address both on LinkedIn and this YouTube channel. Check out the other videos, by the way. Thank you.